Hi there, and welcome to this little behind-the-scenes thing for Fenrir Studios and the development of Darkstorm. I'm Scott Weber, senior concept artist with Fenrir Studios, working on the project. Okay, man. So let's turn the clock back a little bit. Think about how I got to the team. So it was about last year, November. I was just looking for something to do, something to pad the portfolio. A few months prior, a buddy of mine I hadn't seen since community college hit me up on Steam and told me, "Hey man, I saw your DA. Your stuff's getting really strong. You should try out for a concept thing for one of the small teams on ModDB." And I've been pretty familiar with ModDB. I worked on a couple of mods, didn't go anywhere. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll give it another shot. Because more work for the portfolio, it's just a win-win. So I ended up looking on there, and I found one for a game called Wake Up Call. And their job listing said they were looking for concept artists. And so I was like, alright, sweet. So I'll go to work tonight, because I work overnight at Target. When I'm on my break, I'll do a little sketch of something. And like the idea they were going for was a military-esque sci-fi mix. Kind of Mass Effect-y, but a little bit more heavy with the military aesthetic to it. So I did the sketch, and it came out looking like a mix of something from Mass Effect and like Metal Gear Rising. Guy with the kind of like jawline, pouches on his belly. I'll probably, if there's a video for this, I'll be throwing the picture up on it so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Did that. Was about to submit it to Wake Up Call, and then I saw another job listing on the board, and it was for a game called Darkstorm, and it said specifically character artists. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll take a look at this, because it was a little bit more geared for what I was looking for, and they didn't have much to look at back then, but I saw what they had for character art at the time, and I thought, like, yeah, hell, I could do better than this. So I submitted it to them instead, because it seemed like they were going for the same kind of look. Maybe not as futuristic, but the same kind of thing. Emailed them, said, hey, I got some ideas. Here's a sketch I did last night. Let me know if you think I fit with the style of the game, if we gel, So sent that off. It's about a week and a half to 2 weeks. Didn't hear anything back from them. It was a little discouraging. I was like, shit, man, like, I guess I wasn't good enough. And eventually, get an email from a guy named Robert Smith, and he's telling me, yeah, we'd love to see what else you could do. Could you do, like, a little test image for us? And I told him, sure. Did a few sketches for him. They loved what they saw, so he just brought me on outright, signed an NDA, gave me a brief idea of what the script was, and who the main character was. At that time, the main character, Amber, I believe was a scientist, but I either didn't get that from the script or no one really told me. So when I dove into designing Amber, I was pulling from a lot of sources, for one source primarily, which was Lost Planet. It's one of my favorite games of this generation because it just has a gorgeous design. There's a lot of Lost Planet in Amber. Plus, they told me that the game had taken place in Alaska, so worked out just perfectly. It's like snow atmosphere. I can give her the kind of look that I want and love. So I send off these few character sheets of her. Different loadouts, different look, different gear, all with the same head. And they end up pointing to one. They're like, we like this one. Can you keep working on this one? Because we're really feeling it with this one. Still didn't know that she was supposed to be a scientist, and I was like, right on. Took that design, and I pushed it to the one that we have today. Now, it was kind of cool because he had told me, she's supposed to be a scientist. Why'd you give her all this gear? Because I gave her like a battle belt, pouches on her belt, leg mounts, leg rigs, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I don't know, man. Like, I just thought she was like an army girl, and it even says U.S. Army on the back of her down jacket. And he's like, well, that's perfectly cool. We're just gonna rewrite the character so that she fits this design. And that was even more awesome. I influenced the character in a way. Then we got to things like, then later on, we got to things like modeling her, and she was just coming out amazing, and that was like a whole nother joyous experience. And after influencing Amber the way I did, I really felt a cool connection with this character. And I don't think I can talk about other ways I've influenced the character. I'll have to check with Rob, but just leave that where it is right now. I've been pretty integral with some of the little marketing ideas with the game also. Ways down the line, they were looking at ways to promote the game that were cheap. And I suggested that we already had voice actors. Let's try and put out an audio drama / audio logs that link in with the game. Get people excited about it before it comes out. Because it was already a really proven method that I had seen Bungie do back with Halo 2. Did a little bit with Halo 3, but Halo 2 really went balls to the walls with it. They fucking had a whole series. It's about 12 or 13 episodes. A small audio drama called I Love Bees. Just wonderful. So I just went in that mindset, like, let's just do this. So that's what they're currently working on. They're putting out right now. I think they're just putting out the smaller audio logs to set the stage for the larger audio drama at the moment. I'm also consulted whenever we have different ideas for good gameplay mechanics, or any ideas that just make the game fun and make sure that we're engaging the player. Because that's something I have an interest in too, is just this game design, in addition to the character art and the concept and the promo pics and all that stuff. And basically I think that's as much as I can tell you guys about. I have a pretty big involvement in the way this prologue is going to turn out, for better or for worse. And we'll just see how that happens. But for now, that's me. I'm Scott Weber, working at Fenrir Studios on the Darkstorm project. Thanks for listening, guys. Take it easy.